Okay, so this is just gonna be a video that I'm gonna put out there just so I can be as transparent as I can with this experience. Because like normally this wouldn't be too big of a deal for me, but the reason why this is a big deal is because I've spent more than $200 just to acquire the same figure, or just one figure, and it was this. And let me kind of go over my experience. Now, I already went over it on Instagram, but I feel like it'll be a lot easier to tell in full story. So essentially, back in December, I saw a lot of people were acquiring Brave Commander from GameStops, and I was like, oh, cool. I mean, because I never initially wanted to get it, right? I was like, I'm fine with the Studio Series. I'm fine with, just that stuff. I don't really need this. It's a leader class figure. It's a bit overpriced. Well, when I say overpriced, I'm just referring to the fact that it's an import item. So, of course, like while it's a leader class figure, while it should be like 55, $60 US, right? They have to also accommodate for the uh, shipping prices because it's from another country. So, of course, it came out to be around like 70, $80, which painful for a liter, but makes sense. Like, I'm not complaining about that. The thing is that was one of the things that was kind of keeping me from it, was just price, and also like, do I really need it? That kind of stuff. Um, but when I found out that GameStops were getting it in, I was like, you know what? I'll just go for it. I'll just see if I can find one. So I go to my local GameStop. I ask if they have it. And there were a few times where they didn't know what I was talking about. I don't really blame them for that. I'm not expecting everyone to be you know, I'm not expecting everyone to like know about the stuff that I know if they have different interests and all that kind of stuff. Right. But at the same time, uh, not a single GameStop location in my entire state would stock it for whatever reason. There was no reason behind it. They just, not a single one would stock it, and I would continuously ask if they have it or anything like that, and they'd give me the same exact answer. They'd be like, "No, but you can get it online." And I was like, ugh. But I didn't care enough to like actually get it online, because like I'm one of those people who's like, I'd rather go to like a store and get it there, so I don't have to like pay for the extra tax and shipping and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'd rather pay for it in a store because it's more easily accessible. I can get it the same day I find it and without having to wait multiple days, because I will admit I am a bit of an impatient person in some cases. I'm not afraid to admit that. But I just decided, you know what? I'll just, if I can't find it, I can't find it. Until one day when my friends came over and he had it, I got to see it and hold it in hand, and I was like, okay, my mind has changed. I really want to get this figure. So last Sunday, keep in mind this video is being filmed Tuesday. I can't remember which specific day it is today, but it is a Tuesday. It is a full, but what, like 8, 9 days after that Sunday. So I ordered this, yeah, about like 8, 9 days ago, last Sunday, and I placed my order on GameStop's website, and I also ordered it through the Pro membership account, because I was like, why not save a few bucks more? Why not, right? There's nothing wrong with saving money. And so essentially, got it through there, and I saved probably like $8. It wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. Um, and what I was also expecting was, possibly faster shipping. I'm not gonna like, complain about that if I don't know that that's like an actual thing. If they actually do promise faster shipping, if you have a pro membership, but at the same time, when you do pay for something monthly, I would expect certain perks, and fast shipping is definitely one of those things. So that's kind of where that expectation comes into play. Um, but with the amount of hassle that I went through to acquire this figure, I was like, finally, I can finally get this figure and just be done with it. So what I didn't realize is that with GameStop's whole like shipment system, is that FedEx, instead of GameStop taking it to a FedEx facility where they process the package and all the information about that. No, instead FedEx actually has to go to the GameStop location and pick up the item, and then send it for delivery. So like GameStop, they'll create the shipping label, and then FedEx has to come pick it up. FedEx didn't pick up the package for a full 6 days. So I called them on Sunday when it reached in a week since I'd ordered the item. I called GameStop customer service. I was like, "Hey, I placed this order, yada yada yada. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with it because it's taking a bit too long for a package that's in the state next to me." That's the thing. No, it was in the state next to me, like the next state over. That's where the package was. Usually, it never takes more than a week for a package to go from one state to the one right next to it. I've never experienced a full week trying to wait for something like that. So that was a bit interesting for me. Um, but keep in mind as well, I still spent $83 on it, and that's still quite a lot to spend, especially for an item like this. So I expect to, when I pay for something, I expect to have it in hand eventually, right? Um, because that's just how consuming a product works. You pay money and you get the item, right? That's just how it works. So um went through all that, and then they finally were like, okay, yeah, well, it could be lost. We'll file like a report or something like that, see if we can figure something out. If not, we'll just issue a refund 2 weeks later. I was like, okay, cool. um Eventually I called the GameStop location that was actually holding the item. I called them. They put me on hold for 30 minutes because they were trying to help a customer. They didn't get back to me, and I'm pretty sure they forgot that I was on the line. And so at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm getting really tired of this. This is way too much energy that I didn't want to put into trying to just get this figure. I'll just bite the bullet. I'll go on Amazon. I'll pay the $150 that this one place is charging for it. And there you go. At least I'll get it sooner, because if they can't figure this whole thing out, because the issue is FedEx and GameStop, they have this little feud with shipping because they're just enemies, I guess, which is really funny to me. But it's like, I don't care. I'm just trying to get something. I don't care about your little, shipping feud. Just get me my item. That's it. I paid $83. Get me my item. That's all I asked for. It's not rocket science, guys. So today, Tuesday, this was actually a funny story. So FedEx comes by, they deliver the first one, right? I open it up, I put it on the thing, and then 2 minutes later, Amazon comes by, and then they drop off the second one, and I'm thinking to myself, did they just race to deliver the package? So I thought that was really funny because it was within 5 minutes, within less than 5 minutes, both packages were delivered, and I thought that was amazing. So but after that, I opened this out of the shipper, and I noticed one thing. I noticed that this tie is like kind of misplaced, and I was like, okay, that's not a huge deal. Sometimes that might happen. Then I look down and I see these holes that are just empty, and that's where the plastic ties are supposed to go, right? And then I also was like, hold on. So I look at the tape. Yeah, it's double taped. So this right here is cut. That's cut, and then that there's an extra piece of smaller tape that went over that. That's when I came to the conclusion that GameStop sent me a used item. $83 and it's used. And that leads me to believe that, okay, there might be something wrong with it, because why would someone return it to me? So I opened the other one, and sure enough, this one is actually fully sealed right there. You can see there's no double taping there. No double taping there. Oh, and I do want to show the shipper of the other one right here. You'll notice as well, double tape. So yeah, so GameStop sent me a used item, and after all the turmoil that I went through just to acquire one thing that they wouldn't stock in my entire city, it's like, come on, really? So the reason I'm making this video is because I'm having a bit of a dilemma right now, where I'm between, do I return the GameStop one and then keep the one that is completely sealed, and just get my money back. But I also would like to have my 150 back, because at the same time, I don't want to. I don't need to, but I do want my 150 back, right? So, but I can't do that if I return the GameStop one. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open these on video, and that's why I mentioned at the beginning of the video I want to be as transparent as possible. So we're gonna open both of these, and we're gonna see why that is a return item, and if this one has better QC than this. So I will know where to go from there. when it comes to which one I do want to send back and to whom I want to send it back to. But if I do eventually want to return if there's nothing wrong with the GameStop one, but if there's something wrong with the Amazon one, I am probably going to send it back, or I'll probably just like switch it or something. It really depends on which one has better quality. But if not, and if anything, I'll probably just see if GameStop could like comp me, because at the same time, I didn't spend $83 for a used item. I spent $83 for a brand new item that has not been opened. So I just want to make that clear. But anyways, let's open this one first. And again, this is just documentation to show that I'm being as honest as I can here, because I know there's a lot of people out there that they would definitely want to use this as a ploy to get a free refund, and I'm not one of those people. I think that is a waste of the system, and I want to be as honest as possible when it comes to this kind of stuff. So here's the other one. Okay, yeah. See, and this is where I can prove it too. This is where I can prove it. Ties, no ties. You see, it's like there's empty holes there. This is what it's supposed to look like. There's supposed to be ties covering the shoulders, covering the thighs, covering the forearms, covering the, those are supposed to be there. And there's one tie left in here, and then double taped. And yeah, sure enough, single tape on the top, single tape on the bottom, brand new, unopened item. Okay. So we're going to open this. We're going to open the GameStop one just to see. And this is going to be an unedited video as well. This is going to be unedited, just so that there's no cuts, there's no anything. This will all be in one take. So we're going to open that and see why this is a used item. Come on. There we go. Okay. That. I don't want that falling out because it's not tied in properly. Okay, so right off the bat, yeah, opened instructions. Okay, that's attached to the instructions. I'm going to peel that off. Okay, so those were opened by somebody. I'm going to tape that back up the way it was. Okay. Shell looks fine, I guess. Okay. So that, okay. Okay, I'm not going to count that. Oh God. Oh yeah, that's why. That is why. Oh my good God. Okay, so that's supposed to be plugged in, right? Oh, Jesus. Okay, so like, oh, yeah, I see why this is a return item. Yeah, I see why. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling when I saw the waist was like kind of turned in the box a little bit, I was like, wow, yeah. So it's a very good thing I bought that Amazon one. Actually, I'm not going to say that just yet. I don't want to jinx myself. Yeah, loose arms too. Ah. Okay, so yeah, I think I know which one I'm gonna send back already. That's not a good thing. That's really not a good thing. Okay. Okay. That all back in there. Wow. Amazing, amazing, guys. It's so cool. Okay, put that back in the box the way it was. Okay, that's gonna go back in there as well. that back in. Get that back in the shipper. Yeah, I'm not keeping this. There's no way. I do not want to deal with that. Not for that price. Okay, so yeah, I'm sending that back. Okay. Now let's see this one. Let's get into that. Okay. I'm actually a little bit nervous right now, just because. No, I did handle a good copy when my friend was over, so I'm not like too nervous, but at the same time, I just want to be cautious because this one was the more expensive one. So it's just one of those things where, yeah. Okay, I am gonna undo these ties a specific way, just to not damage it. Okay, I'm just gonna do this off camera. Again, this is gonna take a bit because I don't want to edit this video. So bear with me for the next probably 5 minutes. Feel free to skip past this part. I'm gonna keep this screen blank just so you know when I. Oh, that's another thing actually. Yeah, the instructions are supposed to be taped on the bottom of the shell. They were not taped on the GameStop one. So here's that. Okay. Okay. I also realized why there was only that one tie that was left is because all they had to do was just pull it out of the box, so they didn't really need to get rid of it. The other ones, though, those were the more important ones, holding the majority of the figure in place. So, yeah, it's just easy to tell with those things because I mean I open a lot of figures, so it's easy to tell. God, oh, my fingers are hurting already just because this. I don't want to damage any of these. I just want to make sure that they're in place and everything. There we go. Okay. Get those. Yeah. I think it's fine if I just cut these off. I think it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm going to keep one of these anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. Okay. 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 That. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna put that down. Okay, so yeah, it's no, I don't know. I guess this was just a case of weird luck, but I will say this does feel a lot better than the GameStop one. So yeah. Okay. Just making sure that that's good. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, these could be fixable, but at the same time, I would much rather have this, which was sealed, then have the one that was not sealed, and there was definitely more problems with that other one. So yeah, I do think there were some loose joints when I was handling my friend's Brave Commander. So it might just be a universal issue. I don't think there's a single copy out there that has like ridiculously tight joints. And if there's anyone who's watching this that does have a good copy, then do let me know. Because yeah, there's the axe. Okay, so yeah, wow. So clearly, I'm quite disappointed with how GameStop handled that. Very disappointed. The fact that I had to spend $150 just to have better quality for a product that I shouldn't even have to spend that much in the first place. I should not. Like that's ridiculous. Yeah. Wow. So that's a PSA right there. And now I'm starting to kind of realize why GameStop's having as many issues as they are right now because of stuff like this. So I'm pretty sure there's a way I could probably fix that. It's just going to be a little harder because it's a pin joint, but this one isn't as bad. Legs, yeah, a little loose, but at the same time, I'm happier with this than I am with the GameStop one, just because of the fact that I went through a lot more BS with that than I did with this. So you know what, it's fine. I'm not gonna bellyache over this. Yeah. Anyways, I know this was a 21 minute long video, and definitely lots to cover in this, but again, I had to share my issues in the most honest way that I could, and this was the best way I could do it. So yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm probably going to use this video just to send to GameStop if I can, just so that there's, you know, because with these kinds of things, especially with items that are this expensive, it's one of those things where it has to be dealt with in the most clear manner possible, most honest manner possible, and I have done my best to be as honest as I can with this. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.